On the news tonight, Ogun State sensitization team on COVID-19 takes awareness campaign to Ogun East Central District. Independent Corrupt Practices and Other Related Offences Commission quizzes top management NDDC staff over alleged corrupt practices. U.S. actor Chadwick Boseman, famously known as Black Panther, dies of cancer. Arsenal lift England's Community Shield. All great truths begin as blasphemies. Hello and welcome to our comprehensive news package here on Ogun State Television. I am Olayinka Shodunke. The Ogun East Central District Arewa community has commended the current administration in the state for its pragmatic approach to flattening the spread of the global coronavirus pandemic in the state. The chairman, Arewa community in Ijebuland, Alhaji Mustafa Gandada, gave the commendation while hosting Ogun State sensitization team on COVID-19 at Arewa Community Market, Ijebodi. Kunle Bukile's report is presented in this package.
Welcoming the state delegation on COVID-19 sensitization theme to the midst of the chairman, Arewa community, Ijebuland, Alhaji Mustafa Gandada, who was represented by Secretary Umar Aliyu Babangida, appreciates the state governor, Prince Dapo Abiodun, for not neglecting them, adding that the governor has been a source of joy to Arewa community in the state.
That are contributing, because we are contributing 25% of the economical development of this Ijebuland. If many of us are graduates here, appreciate your effort and your discipline on your makes us to know that government is the government of inclusion, because there are many governments that we have passed. And we have never seen anybody that comes here to say, okay, this is our people, let me come and...
Addressing the traders in Ijebu-Ode and Isherikara International Cattle Market on the need to continually obey the COVID-19 precautionary measures, the Special Assistant to the Governor on Health, Dr. Ololade Kende, says vaccines are yet to be discovered, urging the traders not to throw caution to the wind, just as
they are extremely happy and they pledge their eternal loyalty to the governor, that they will always be loyal and appreciate all what he has been doing for them, and they will always be with him. I'm pretty sure all requests that are within the capacity of the government, it will be addressed. That is why they bring us on board.
The COVID-19 sensitization team later embarked on facility tour of Isherikara Cattle Markets.
There is need for well-meaning Nigerians to support curtailing the spread of COVID-19. Lanre Oyegbola Shodipo, an Ogun State indigene from Abeokuta North local government, made the call at the flag-off of Phase 1 of what he tagged Ibomu Lanre. Elizabeth Esson gives details in this report.
In an effort to curtail the people of Ogun State, especially those in Abeokuta North local government area, informed the flag-off of the Phase 1 of 200,000 nose masks tagged Ibomu Lanre by an indigene of the council area, Lanre Oyegbola Shodipo.
As I speak, we have developed a network that has identified about 100,000 tailors across Nigeria. Through the initiative, we had a spread that has covered 25 states of Nigeria. So it's not about being a one-off or something. It's a strategic intervention that provides succor, and respite for at least 3 distinct sectors, and at the same time is able to provide the needed, material with regards to, the requirement for COVID-19, which of course is a face mask.
The nose masks, which were sewn by tailors majorly from the local government, will be distributed to all members of the local government area regardless of their political affiliations.
Look at it, in just one intervention, we have been able to touch about 4 different aspects of human life, and that's the kind of innovation that we are going to be able to bring into government.
The tailors, through their representatives, were full of appreciation to Lanre Oyegbola Shodipo for giving them the opportunity to prove their worth. Some of the others who graced the occasion also commended the initiative.
Well, it is a good introduction. Number one, it is also in support of the federal government's projects. The federal government and the Ogun State government has already compelled all citizens that, one, they should use the mask, nose covers to cover to take as part of their dressing. And in response to that, he confirmed that the project is a welcome opinion.
I like the way the land is doing. It's doing well.
Lanre Yegbola Shodipo therefore urged all well-meaning Nigerians to support government in all its bid at putting an end to the COVID-19 pandemic in the country.
Schools in Lagos State are set to reopen in September, Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu has reviewed. The governor, in a regular briefing on the state COVID-19 status, said tertiary institutions in the state will reopen from September the 14th. Primary and secondary schools are also tentatively scheduled to reopen from September the 21st. Sanwo-Olu also noted that this decision is not cast in stone and is subject to review of the state ongoing modeling and the procedures that come from the State Ministry of Health. The Independent Corrupt Practices and Other Related Offences Commission has quizzed top management staff of the Niger Delta Development Commission and recovered documents on the diversion of funds, procurement, fraud and misappropriation of 5.4 billion naira COVID-19 fund by the officials. The ICPC said some NDDC directors were interrogated at its headquarters in Abuja after months of intelligence gathering following the receipt of petition from Nigerians on the alleged illegalities and contract fraud by some officials of the agency. The ICPC spokesperson Azuka Aguga said the commission is also investigating the payment of millions of naira to staff of the NDDC for foreign training during the COVID-19 lockdown, which they never attended, as well as the non-payment of entitlements to students on foreign scholarships. Aguga, in a statement on Saturday titled ICPC Quizzes NDDC Directors, Other Officials, said the officials of the agency were also being investigated for their complacency in the alleged diversion of 5.474 billion naira meant for the purchase of personal protective equipment for health workers and in COVID-19 pandemic in the 9 states of the NDDC. Egbe Obayori Okurin Akile Ijebu has renovated and commissioned once dilapidated male medical ward of the state hospital Ijebu-Ode and handed it over to the state government. The group of young minds within the same age limit said they did this as part of their own contribution to development of their immediate community, their state and Nigeria as a whole. Details of the event are in this package.
This building is the male medical ward within the compound of
more than 40 health facilities under Hospitals Management Board with competing needs. And the regulators have come to the head of this hospital by renovating some of the buildings for us.
The Giwa Egbe Obayori Okurin Akile Ijebu Adebayo Adebi Oshikomaya recalled the story behind the choice of the project and what the group plans to achieve.
For everyone born in Ijebu within the years of 1977, 78, 79, basically what motivated us to invest in the health sector as our 2 years anniversary project is the current pandemic of COVID. We thought that at this point in time, there can't be anything better to give back to the community than investment in the health sector. And as such, that made us embark on this laudable project.
The representative of Awujale and paramount ruler of Jebuland, Oba Sikiru Kayode Adetono, Dagburewe of Idowa, Oba Yunus Adekoya, accompanied by other prominent royal fathers, lauded the initiative.
Well, this is a very landmark achievement, as I'm saying. I haven't listed your name, and you will know this will remain here for ages. And we do pray that many...
Bayori Okurin Akile Ijebu, he described the project as commendable.
Everybody commended Egbe Obayori for this very laudable project. And as the Ababa Egbe, I also commend them for embarking on this project and doing it successfully.
Egbe Obayori Okurin Akile Ijebu came into existence in 2016 when, as it is cultural and encouraged in Ijebuland.
President Muhammadu Buhari has approved the deployment and redeployment of permanent secretaries. Folashade Yemi-Esan, head of the Civil Service of the Federation, made this known in a circular. Chinekwe Christian has been redeployed from the Ministry of Federal Capital Territory to Ministry of Power, Williams Alo from Ministry of Labour to Employment to Ministry of Special Duties and Intergovernmental Affairs. Olushade Adishola from Ministry of Niger Delta Affairs, Folabi from OHCSF to Ministry of Works and Housing. Abel Anito from Federal Civil Service Commission to Ministry of Environment. Mune Chimbari from Ministry of Police Affairs to Office of the Secretary to the Government of the Federation, among others. In fresh deployment, Baba Gida moves the Ministry of Defense, Yerima Peters to Ministry of Labour and Employment, Bayayo Kumo to Ministry of Niger Delta Affairs, Adaro to Ministry of Women Affairs, and Tony Appa to Ministry of Foreign Affairs. The redeployment and deployment dates are between August the 27th and September the 30th. Yemi-Esan directed that the handling and taking over process be completed within a time frame. The Senate has assured Nigerians that it was not desperate to pass the controversial social media bill. The upper chamber said the committee handling the bill has not submitted its recommendations for the consideration of the whole House at plenary. The chairman, Senate Committee on Media and Public Affairs, Ajibola Bashiru, gave the assurance in a statement in Abuja. He was reacting to an online publication which reported that the Senate was desperate to pass the bill despite its rejection by Nigerians. It described the report as false and a lie concocted by the medium to ridicule and tarnish the image of the Senate. Bashir said the report is yet another example of irresponsibility taken too far, as there has been no or any recommendation for passage of the bill by the Senate. The Asset Management Corporation of Nigeria, AMCOM, has asked the Senate to help drive the recovery of 5 trillion naira yet to be recovered from debtors. According to AMCOM's Managing Director, Mr. Ahmed Kuru, who led the management of the Commission to appear before a technical session of the Senate Committee on Banking, Insurance and Other Financial Institutions in Abuja, stressed that some of the top debtors still eyed on the legal technicality to AMCOM in court. He maintained that a recovery of the huge sum would have a positive impact on the Nigerian economy, which has been hit by the outbreak of the coronavirus. Mr. Kuru stated that the support received from the legislature has been tremendous, with the aid of the National Assembly to addressing some of the challenges in the 2019 Amendment Act, but needs to be done to recover the debt. He stressed that the COVID-19 pandemic had had an adverse effect on its debtors, and the Commission is working on ways to provide moratorium for some of its loyal debtors. Lagos State Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu on Saturday visited the scene of the helicopter crash 24 hours after the incident. The governor, who met with the residents of both buildings where the crash occurred, rejoiced with them for not recording any casualty. Mr. Sanwo-Olu stated that he was out of town when the incident occurred and made it a point of duty to come and visit the residents before another day passes. The helicopter was flying from Port Harcourt, the River State capital, with 2 crew members and a passenger before it crashed into a residential building in the Ogtv area of Lagos at midday on Friday. Shortly after the crash, Lagos State Emergency Management confirmed that 2 persons died in the incident, with a 3rd person taken to the Lagos State Teaching Hospital for treatment. But it was confirmed by the Accident Investigation Bureau later on Friday that the 3rd person died in the hospital. The AIB said it has commenced an investigation into what led to the crash, with a view to carrying out a fast and robust one with the help of the general public who have clips or saw the helicopter before it crashed. Compared to traditional textbook, e-book has been seen as a new digital learning for developing creative and original scents which people are now embracing. But the question is, can electronic book replace physical or add copy? Stakeholders profile solution in this special report filed by Idu Fabajo.
Electronic books are commonly perceived as offering great potential for learner support. Despite the primacy of the book as an information source in most disciplines, the potential of e-books to support learning activity has been acknowledged, while new services have emerged in recent years. The question is, can it replace hard copy?
We require you to sit down. Sit down. You spend a chunk of your time sitting down to read. The time now doesn't permit that. You can be doing some other things. Some people can be cooking and be listening to audiobook. This e-book and audiobook can easily replace physical book.
It's not necessarily that e-books or audiobook can, replace the physical book. But what you are going to get when it comes to e-book or online book, far better. When it comes to production, when it comes to editing, when it comes to how they are updating it regularly. That is the 21st century we find ourselves now. The focus is all about online book or audio book. That's where you get a larger copy of these textbooks, and you're going to enjoy it.
E-books are portable and lightweight. It's easy to carry around. Instead of carrying multiple heavy books, one e-book reader can hold thousands of other e-books. It saves a lot of space in your home and in your bag. It can be updated anytime online. This saves reprinting costs and the time that is involved in producing updated copies.
The roles and contributions of School Library of the Wise, known as School Media Resources Center, to the educational development of young minds cannot be overemphasized. Therefore, government should provide funds for policy implementation, provide necessary technological training and retraining for librarians in order for them to be more effective.
Then we used to hear of National Library, though I still see it around me, but then I don't really see those libraries functioning. So in as much as we don't have adequate libraries, you don't expect the reading habits of the student.
Entrepreneurs out there do the same thing because they hardly have time. They are bills to pay. There are so many activities to catch up with, even online classes to attend. Therefore, the invention of audiobooks and ebooks is such a great deal for business owners and entrepreneurs.
They described ebooks resources as expensive but necessary project that each school in the Federation should embark upon in order to make the educational resources accessible to everyone. Ido Fabajo, Ogtv News.
Now to the foreign scene. U.S. actor Chadwick Boseman, best known for playing Black Panther in the hit Marvel superhero franchise, has died of cancer at the age of 43. He died at home in Los Angeles with his wife and family by his side. A statement posted on social media said, Boseman was diagnosed with colon cancer 4 years ago, but had not made the information public. The news has left fans and the film world stunned. The news of his death came as a shock to many, as Boseman never discussed this diagnosis publicly. However, fans started raising concerns over his health this year due to noticeable weight loss. As anti-lockdown demonstrations are holding in Berlin, similar but smaller protests have been taking place in Paris and London too. Photographers in the UK have captured hundreds of people gathering in Trafalgar Square to demonstrate against the UK's government coronavirus measures. Demonstrators were seen holding up banners reading COVID hoax and no mandatory vaccines as they pack the square, contrary to England's social distancing rules. There is presently no mandatory vaccine law in the United Kingdom. And now to sport. Aubameyang scored a super big goal and netted the winning penalty in a shootout as Arsenal beat Premier League champions Liverpool in the Community Shield at empty Wembley Stadium. The scoreline strike gave FA Cup winners Arsenal the lead in the first half before Liverpool's substitute Minamino equalized after the break. Minamino's flick pass to Mohamed Salah bounced back kindly for him to slot home for close range. There was a quick VAR check for handball by Salah, but the replay showed no clear contrast. It is the second year in a row that Liverpool have lost on penalty.
We've used a lot really in a much more serious sense, but the shielding today has been to win the shield, and it's gone for the 16th time to Arsenal.
And away from sports, the remains of Chief Elijah Oladele Akimbode have been cremated to Mother Earth at his hometown in Igbesa, Ado-Duwota local government area of Ogun State. Elizabeth Eson was at All Saints Anglican Church, Musafejo, Igbesa, where a funeral service was held for the deceased. A report.
There is time for everything, a time to be born and a time to die. Chief Elijah Oladele Akimbode, born on the 24th day of September 1931, into the family of late by Joshua Fatulu and Madam Elizabeth Banjoko Akimbode of Ilekemo Compound, Igbesa, in Ado-Duwota local government area of Ogun State, died on the 29th day of July 2020 after a brief illness at the age of 89. In a sermon at the funeral service held for the deceased at the All Saints Anglican Church, Musafejo, Igbesa, Reverend Canon Adegoke Adewale, Vicar and Administrator, Igbesa Adikinri, describes the deceased as an humanitarian who served God and his people till the last day of his life.
And let us make a godly decision now, so that God can come to you and tabernacle with you and showcase himself in your situation.
A thanksgiving was held by the children for surviving their father, after which prayers were offered for the repose of soul of the deceased and for God's protection over the family left behind. The dust-to-dust rites were performed by the children, after which the body of the deceased was laid to rest at his residence. To one of the wives, late Chief Elijah Oladele Akimbode was a loving and caring husband. Some of the children and the grandson also eulogized their father.
I don't think I can have another person that can represent my father, because he's just a blessing from God to me.
He's a good father to everybody, even in the city, in town, to anybody that's come to him for any help. He renders his help and shows his kind and his wisdom to any woman being that's come to him.
A former commissioner in the state, Chief Elijah Oladele Akimbode, is survived by wives, children, grandchildren, and great-grandchildren. Elizabeth Eson, Ogtv News.
We shall now start with the weather forecast for Sunday.